landlocked country is a country that doesn't have a coast. So, say Poland, it has a coast on the Baltic Sea because the islands of Denmark, at least they're not connected. Germany, it does have a coastline, like around here on the west coast, but the east coast, that could be a whole nother video in itself. And landlocked countries such as Switzerland, for example, are landlocked, meaning they're surrounded by countries and no sea. So they have to rely on their neighbors to trade with other countries through sea, and that's the cheapest and quickest way to ship goods to another country. So it can probably only trade with its neighbors. No. In the Middle East, there are no landlocked countries, unless you include Palestine, although technically they do own the Gaza Strip, although disputed whether it's part of Israel. I consider it a part of Israel. Actually, now I consider it an independent country. Because I know a country with at least 50% international recognition, and West Bank, aka Palestine, does have more than 60, almost 70% international recognition. Moldova is a whole nother video, poorest country in Europe. Sad story behind it. I feel bad for Moldova. Emotion. So let's say, here's a map. Now, it does have the Danube River. The flow of the Danube River connects the North Sea. It goes down to Bulgaria to connect it with the Black Sea. So countries such as Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, Serbia, and Moldova do have slight sea access. If you look at a regular Google map, you'd think Moldova is close to having a coastline. But when you move to this view, you know it's just roads with bridges. And you actually have to go through an entire lake. Go through here, down through here, and you'll probably just end back on land until you reach to the south, to wherever that is. So if Moldova is just able to buy the land that is barely connected to Ukraine, like that southern land next to Romania, it would be able to fix everything for Moldova. It would finally have sea access, to increase their economy, because it's only like $7 billion. Poor stories happen in Moldova, but it's... So now let's go to Asia. Which one's one of the only two countries that are not only landlocked, but surrounded by countries that are landlocked themselves, making them doubly landlocked. Uzbekistan is surrounded by Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan, all landlocked. You'd think that Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan aren't landlocked, but as you can see, the Caspian Sea is not connected to the Black Sea. So if all the ice melted and they were connected, it would fix everything for even Uzbekistan. Let's move on to Southeast Asia, where the only country that's landlocked is Laos, smaller than even the UK. Laos is a socialist state, meaning it's a US enemy, because you know how much the US hates socialism, aka communism. Now, technically, it can't invade any countries, meaning that all of its neighbors are stronger than Laos itself. So if they couldn't just try to invade Vietnam, at least that southern land that used to be called South Vietnam, just north of Cambodia, it would fix everything for them. So there's a purpose why the island nations are definitely not landlocked. Mongolia is the second largest landlocked country behind Kazakhstan. Armenia and Azerbaijan are both landlocked. But if Georgia was also landlocked, Armenia would be doubly landlocked. So we're gonna get to enclave and exclave, because Azerbaijan has the Night Chief and exclave. But it does have a coast on the Caspian Sea, but then again, it's blocked by land. And the nearest neighbor that can help it out and its capital is only about 180 miles away. So they could rely on Turkey because they're their biggest ally. So that means they have ties to the US. Yes, Turkey is an ally of the US. Let's go into Africa. Let's go into South America, or most importantly, the Americas. In North America, there are no landlocked countries. Not one. Not even Belize and El Salvador. The only two countries that are landlocked in the Americas are in just South America alone are Bolivia and Paraguay. Bolivia used to own all of the northern land up to like the south into the city of Calama. You can see the city. But Bolivia and Peru had a war a long time ago against Chile where they both lost. I could say it in Spanish. Chile. Yes, I speak Spanish. Brazil could never been landlocked in its entire lifetime. Like, no empire was ever landlocked. Uruguay got its independence from Brazil, and to this day, Argentina continues to be their best friend. What about the states? Well, most states are landlocked. Like Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. You'd think Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio would not be landlocked, but this is just a lake. These are just lakes. And you'd think New York is landlocked, but as you can see, they own where I live, Long Island. And I just live a couple of miles east. What the heck is this? No. And this is where a majority of New York's population lives. In Long Island, which is a rip-off name. Since it's not even an island. Come on. Why would they name it that? There are a couple more landlocked states. Now let's move on to the last contender, Africa. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 to 16 landlocked countries in Africa. including, but although you think Botswana, it's landlocked, so it can't be a large economy, but one of the largest economies in Africa, right? You're wrong. Because Botswana is the fourth largest African economy, and it's the least corrupt African nation, unlike its neighbor Namibia. Although Equatorial Guinea is the wealthiest, unless you include the Seychelles, but that's a whole nother video. Now, this is where they're most severely affected, because of Europe made canals and railroads, but Africa's infrastructure is nowhere near as developed as Europe's. So it could ask for its nearest neighbors, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Senegal, and Mauritania. But if they don't hurry up, and even worse, if they cannot hurry up and they go to civil war, if they go to war, it forces them to seek trade in other countries, even further away countries, like Togo, Benin, Ghana, or even Nigeria. But I don't know what Nigeria would do because it's dealing with its own problems. Now, those are the landlocked countries. Oh, before we end this video, mention Liechtenstein, which is only surrounded by Austria and Switzerland, but whatever, make it doubly landlocked. Monaco is doubly landlocked, but as you can see, as a coast on the Mediterranean. They actually, and I don't know why, Italy does actually have a city called Nice. So tiny. No. Thank you all very much for watching. Be grateful for having a coastline. You can live in such a wealthy nation and a happy one. Which that is the most wealthy. Which is the most wealthy? Switzerland, which is the best place to live in the entire world. Germany. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share this video, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Tschüss.